Yeah, no, I've seen it 25 times.
Oh, you got to see it?
No, I've been watching it all day. I've been sending it to people and stuff. Yeah. Well, because I figured the game would be up, and I'm like, there's got to be footage of this.
Absolutely.
Because I was standing right next to the tripod.
Thanks, man. George and Freddie aren't playing.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's saying George got 2 and Freddie got 1, but that seems almost generous.
Well, it's crazy watching that video. It's like they thought something happened.
No,
like, like, what happened?
well, George, but it's right in front of their bench. Guys getting pummeled. Let's all go right after him, and then it broke down.
And I heard that the girls in the crowd.
Oh, I mean that was nuts. They look like they have a little bit of a depleted squad tonight. I do.
We should. Like coming off of last night's.
Right.
Like how do you motivate your team and focus them for a game like that?
Well, yeah, that's a great point. You just send this? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Do you want me to write it?
I know he had put new ones in last night.
Yeah, these Energizer batteries are croaked. They're dead. Yeah.
I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna go up here. Where would it be best best where you sit so 9 balls away?
Just any on the front line.
And for reads, how do we have an order?
I don't think it's a big deal, but when I warrants, whatever,
I'll do it with the TV timeouts.
you go slow because I don't think we have to do. Just when you're ready. I'll be listening.
Yeah.
I'll be listening.
I'm on the way, right?
Maybe you want to go up. Just, I guess they won't bump into that, will you?
So this would be ideal.
Yeah, you could do that. Just I just want you to bump into that.
All right, ready? 3, 2.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Miami, Florida. Another weekday presentation of Miami Midnights basketball live on YouTube. I am Blake Chadwick, and the Midnights coming off of a very controversial wild game last night against the Baltimore Hawks, in which the court was stormed by both sides. A wild melee ensued, resulting in a pair of suspensions. Freddie Edward out for this game, as well as George Gray. As things are started right now for the Midnights. The 5 in there. Playing a little bit of zone right now. Antoine Johnson, Derek Hilt at the top of the key. Kevin Thomas on the wing along with Ty Thomas. And a man who was involved in the middle of that scrum last night, Keon Palmer, right in the middle. Baseline drive, that's going to be rejected by Ty Thomas. And here come the Midnights the other way. As we're at the MLK Center, temporary home for the Midnights. After last night's affair, a little turnaround there for Palmer, and that's up and good. As he's got a bucket, the first points of the game, about a minute in for the Midnights. As they're flashing zone one more time against the Texas Skyriders. As the Midnights, in their second of a back-to-back, in this special weekday presentation. There's Ty Thomas with the rebound outlet pass. Here comes Palmer, pulls up from about 15, and that's going to be blocked. And here we go the other way. Dumps it off, and rejected by Palmer, looking to play it on both sides. And he tries to pass to Antoine Johnson. That's thrown out of bounds. Turnover on the Midnights. And we're going back the other way with 10:34 to go in quarter number 1. Dumps it down low. 35 tries to use that big body. And that's not going to work. And Antoine Johnson, a little spin around in the lane. And he can't get the deuce, but he's going to come back to the rebound. Ty Thomas, Kevin Thomas, for 3. Kaboom. And he knocks it down. And the Midnights have a 5-1 lead. A couple of minutes into this ball game. Once again, the 2-3 zone from Miami being flashed here off the glass. And the Texas Skyriders still looking for for their first field goal. And that one's going to be picked off at midcourt. Nice dump off. Nice pass right there by the Texas Skyriders. That's up and good. And the lead is cut to 1. Hill dumps it down to Palmer. Finds Kevin Thomas on the baseline. And he's going to be grabbed by number 35, Terry Williams. As 9:37 on the game clock. The Midnights stacking it up. There's the inbound to Hill. Passes to Kevin Thomas. Trying to kickstart this offense. Has Ty Thomas on the low block. Little shake and bake. Back out to Kevin Thomas. Up and under, off the glass. Can't get it to go, but Kevin Thomas will step to the line for a pair with 9:20 to go in quarter 1. As the Texas Skyriders starting 5, Terry Williams, J.J. Thomas, Xavier Rogers, Ashian Harrell, and Jerry Danton. As there's a steal by Derek Hill. Nice job by Hill, the reserve guard in a starting role today, replacing George Gray, who was suspended for 2 games after yesterday's melee. And that's out of bounds, can't be corralled by Keon Palmer. And the Midnights have a 3-point lead. Now need to get back on the defensive end. This depleted unit tonight off the glass. And beautifully done there by Xavier Rogers. Derek Hill used the on-ball screen, finds Antoine Johnson on the wing. A couple of playmakers in there, and Hill and Johnson. Johnson goes baseline, finds Kevin Thomas, pulls back. Good pressure defense by the Texas Skyriders. There's Ty Thomas, top of the key for 3. Off the mark, but rebounded by Keon Palmer. Back out to Ty Thomas, and he can't get the finger roll. And Antoine Johnson makes the play. Here we go, 2-on-1. Kevin Thomas with the lay-in. And that's up and good. For the playmaking guard, 9-6 Midnights, 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. And from the top of the key, drains it, does Ashton Harrell. And we are tied at 9 with 7:50 to go here in quarter 1. Ty Thomas has it on the wing. The Midnights try to collect their thoughts after yesterday's events. And Ty Thomas in the lane is going to find the bucket. Swings it around, top of the key. Off the mark is Ashian Harrell. And here comes Kevin Thomas. Finds Antoine Johnson. Swings it around to Hill. Back to Thomas. Back to Johnson. Look at this ball movement by the Midnights. There's Hill. And Keon Palmer with the flush. Highlight reel play right there for the Miami Midnights. As Keon Palmer gets his second field goal of the ball game, under 7 minutes to go. The Midnights with a 2-possession lead. Dumps it to the low block to Williams. Back out for 3, in and out by Dancer. And here comes Kevin Thomas. Crosses the timeline. And he's going to pull up from way deep. And Kevin Thomas corrals it. And the Midnights jump out to a 7-point lead. Fancy dribbling by Xavier Rogers. The finger roll in the lane, and that's going to be good. And Xavier Rogers will have an opportunity for a 3-point play. And with 6:25 to go in the first quarter, we're going to take a timeout on the floor. Miami Midnights 16, Texas Sky Riders 11. The Riders have an opportunity for a three-point play when we come back. You're watching Miami Midnights basketball live on YouTube. And we are back here at the MLK Center in Miami, Florida. Blake Chadwick on the call. Special Tuesday edition of ABA Miami Midnights basketball. The Midnights up 16-11 as we're approaching the halfway point of quarter number one. And Xavier Rogers now will step to the line for an opportunity for a three-point play. And that's going to be in and out, rebounded by Ty Thomas. And here come the Midnights. Derek Hill has it on the wing, back onto Thomas, little jab step. Steps inside the three-point line, can't get it to go. And for the first time in this game, Brandon Wiley is in. Wiley dumps it off the glass, can't get it to go for Terry Williams. Kevin Thomas with a deep outlet. But that's going to be tipped out of bounds by Darren Randall, and we're going to stay right here. Couple of substitutions for the Sky Riders as Kevin Thomas will try to reset the offense. Hill for three. Off the mark on the stop and pop as we are under the halfway mark of this first quarter. Fancy dribbling by Brandon Wiley, the reserve guard. And he's going to dump it off to Xavier Rogers, the scoring machine for this Sky Riders club, just inside the three-point line. And Xavier Rogers, for the third time in this game already, has knocked down a field goal. And the lead is cut to 3. Derek Hill with the dribble drive, dumps it off to Palmer, and he can't come up with it, and here we go the other way. Ashton Harrell gets rejected, and there's the outlet pass. Here come the Midnights, little spin move on the wing, and there's Palmer, takes it strong at the hoop, and they're gonna call a charge on Keon Palmer. And another substitution for the Sky Riders, Brian Griffin will come into the ball game for Terry Williams. As the Midnights up 16-13, 5:10 to go in this first quarter. As Xavier Rogers will control the point. Finds a man on the wing, and that's going to be Darren Randall off the back of the rim. But a nice fight there in the lane. But Ashton Harrell can't get it to go. And here come the Midnights the other way. Cross-court pass to Ty Thomas. Kevin Thomas way downtown. Off the mark, but Antoine Johnson gets the long rebound. Derek Hill for three. That's off the back of the rim. And the Midnights not coming out with a hot shooting performance thus far in quarter number one. Having a difficult time shooting it from deep. And just like that, Ashton Harrell's going to lose control of the basketball. As a substitution now for Texas, Kevin Thomas, Derek Hill, Ty Thomas, Antoine Johnson. And he finds a man on the low block. Little shake and bake. And there's going to be a foul on Brian Griffin. And a couple of subs on in for the Sky Riders. Jerry Dancer will check back in, as well as Chris Haskin for the first time in this game. As Kevin Thomas out to Ty Thomas, 4 minutes to go. Ty Thomas from the wing. Nothing but net. And Ty Thomas now has 5 points in this first quarter, and the Midnights extend their lead to 6. The dribble drive by Wiley, and his speed and quickness not going to help out. 2-on-1. Kevin Thomas back to Hill for 3. Off the mark. And the Sky Riders are going to try to push it. Finds a man, swings it around. Dancer in the corner. And Jerry Dancer is going to do a little jig after that one. There's a 3 ball and cuts the lead right in half. .3:10 to go. And that foul is going to be before the shot. I believe that's going to be on Dancer. And Ty Thomas goes baseline. And they say it's out of bounds. Looks like there might have been a foul. But no call by the official. There's the inbound to Derek Hill. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Fancy dribbling by Derek Hill. He takes it right at the cup. No go. And there's a corner 3 for Jerry Dancer. Back-to-back triples for Dancer. We're tied at 19. 2:40 on the game clock. Kevin Thomas, little Euro step, kicks it out. Ty Thomas off the back of the rim. Nice volleyball punch out there by Kevin. He's got it in the corner. He goes baseline, finds Ty Thomas, dumps it down low, double down. And a nice play there by the Midnights to get it up and in and retake the lead by 2. There's another corner 3. As the Midnights have numbers, there's Antoine Johnson, dumps it off Ty Thomas, and he throws it down with a one-handed flush. Highlight reel play by Ty Thomas. And that's going to whip this crowd into a frenzy as Darren Randall makes his first field goal. Errant pass by Kevin Thomas. He's saved by Ty Thomas. Back rims that 3. 90 seconds to go in this first quarter. And there's a foul on Antoine Johnson. And with 1:29 to go in this first quarter, we're going to take a timeout on the floor. Midnights 23, Sky Riders 21. We'll be back in just a second with the conclusion of this first quarter. You're watching Miami Midnights basketball live on YouTube. All right, folks, we are back here at the MLK Center on court action. 1:29 to go in this first quarter. Midnights 23, Sky Riders 21. It has been a back and forth affair thus far, and Derek Hill steals the inbound. And he dumps it off to Antoine Johnson, and the veteran guard is going to pull it back. And the Midnights are going to reset. 15 on the shot clock. Derek Hill pulls it back for 3. And that's off the mark. Rebounded by Terry Williams. And knifing through the lane, Ray Washington, his first appearance. Nice behind the back by Hill to Thomas. And Kevin Thomas with another field goal. And the breakneck pace there as Terry Williams is going to get the bucket. 45 seconds to go. The lead is 2 for Miami. The inbound to Antoine Johnson, and the Midnights need to avoid that 7-second violation. Narrowly bringing it up the court in about 6 seconds. Kevin Thomas, he's going to be pressured by Ray Washington. Kevin Thomas needs some spacing there with Antoine Johnson. Pulls it back to Ty Thomas, 20 seconds to go. And that's nearly a shot clock violation. Tipped out of bounds, no? And it's going to be and it's going to be eventually corralled by Darren Randall, 10 seconds to go. Derry Dancer's got it. Back out to Chris Haskin for three. And Chris Haskin buries the triple. And the Skyriders have the lead. There's Derek Hill. And that's going to be off the mark. And with that three ball by Chris Haskin, with about 10 seconds to go, the Texas Skyriders take the lead. And after the first quarter play, it's Texas 26, Miami 25. We'll be back with second quarter action right here. Miami Midnights basketball live on YouTube. And welcome back to the MLK Center here in Miami, Florida. I am Blake Chadwick on the call. Special Tuesday edition of Miami Midnights basketball, the second half of a back-to-back. We saw yesterday's game end in a wild, memorable melee between Miami and Baltimore as Ty Thomas is going to send Terry Williams packing. And of course, that melee resulted in a few suspensions. Freddie Edward out for tonight's game in addition to George Gray. And Gray will get a second game. And this is still under review from the ABA league office. As Ray Washington going to inbound the basketball. And that's going to be stolen by Derek Hill. Over the shoulder to Kevin Thomas. And that's an academic layup for Kevin. And the Midnights regain the lead. And there's a three ball by Jerry Dancer. That's his third of the game. Kevin Thomas already has 9 points for the Midnights. Leading the offensive charge without Gray out there. As Antoine Johnson uses that left hand with a little scoop and a score. And we are tied at 29 early on in the second quarter. As the Texas Skyriders looking to come into Miami and upset them. Dancer's off the mark as he can't convert the three ball. And it looks like the Midnights have a forced substitution and a brief stoppage in play. As Keon Palmer will come back into the ball game. But a rare occurrence for the Midnights to have such a depleted bench, and that's all as a result of last night's festivities. As Coach Damon Wilcox can't be too pleased with the way that his team showed a lack of discipline. There's a rebound by Darren Randall. They've got a man wide open. And there's a three ball by Xavier Rogers off the mark. Rebounded by Ty Thomas, and here we go the other way. Kevin Thomas dumps it to the low block. They're going to double down on Palmer. He finds Antoine Johnson on the wing. He pulls up for three. And Johnson's off the mark. And here comes Texas the other way. Behind the back, dribbling by Rogers. Finds a man. Shot fake by Darren Randall. Goes baseline. And with 10-12 to go in the second quarter, it's going to be knocked out of bounds off of Miami. There's the kick out, and Haskin off the mark. Palmer skies up for the defensive board, pulls it down. And now Derek Hill's going to try to reset this offense in the half court. He's gonna pull up way downtown. Bang! And Miami, a much needed triple by Derek Hill. As they dump it down low to Terry Williams. And Terry Williams getting all kinds of fired up. He's gonna get that little 3-footer. And the Midnights lead cut to 1 again. As Ty Thomas looking for that on-ball screen from Palmer. He's gonna roll to the hoop. Kicks it out, Kevin Thomas in the corner. Off the mark, and that's rebounded by Darren Randall. And here we go the other way. Xavier Rogers finds a man in the corner. That's gonna be Dancer. And the shot is off the mark and goes out of bounds to Miami. As Antoine Johnson with the crossover dribble, trying to get into the offensive set. And Ty Thomas blows by his man baseline. And is gonna score. And Ty Thomas now has 9 points for the Midnights. Swings it around Hill. Down low to Palmer. Back out to Ty Thomas. Kevin Thomas in the corner. 4-3. Boom! And they're saying it's going the other way. That's going to be a foul on Keon Palmer. That's his second. And with 8:14 to go in this second quarter, it's Midnights 37, Skyriders 31. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more second quarter action right here, live on YouTube. Midnights action as we've got 8:14 to go in this first half, as Midnights player Andy Diaz has entered the building. He was involved in that scrum yesterday. He's wearing a cast, so that's certainly not good news. 3 ball off the mark. Kevin Thomas across the sideline. Alley-oop! And he finds Keon Palmer with the throwdown. What an alley-oop! Dumps it off. In the lane, shot is altered. But a nice rebound by Darren Randall, but they're going to call traveling. We just took the media. We just took a media. Yeah, we just took one. So the Midnites 5 out here. Ty Thomas, Kevin Thomas, Keon Palmer, Derek Hill, and Antoine Johnson. Very spread out attack right now. 3 men that can handle the basketball very well. And some playmakers to boot. As Kevin Thomas for another 3 ball, as he's really starting to feel it. That's his 3rd 3 of the game. He now has 13 points. There's a rebound, and for about 10 feet off the mark by Haskin. Rebounded by Ty Thomas, and here we go. There's another outlet to Palmer, to Kevin Thomas. He's gonna take his time and can his 4th triple now of this first half. And the Texas Skyriders coaching staff has seen enough. And we're going to take a quick break here with that full timeout, 6:53 to go. We're going to hear from our sponsors during this Texas Skyriders timeout. Ricky's Restaurant and Sports Bar of Hollywood has been in business for 60 years. And we're back in action here at the MLK Center. Blake Chadwick on the call, Miami Midnights, Tuesday edition. Up 45-31 right now over the Texas Skyriders. As Texas trying to get their offense going, swings it around to Xavier Rogers. And Rogers is gonna knock down the bucket. And Rogers now has 8 points. As he has 4 makes. And Ty Thomas in the lane, no good. Palmer, the offensive rebound. Little hook shot. And he's going to be fouled by Brian Griffin. That's going to be his 2nd. And Palmer off the mark. Palmer about a 60% free throw shooter. As the Midnights have extended this lead to a dozen. And Palmer's gonna knock down the 2nd. As he now has 7 points. As Ashton Harrell's gonna lose control of the basketball. Derek Hill's got it, 2-on-2 to Kevin Thomas. They're playing a little 2-man game right now. And that's gonna be knocked out of bounds with 6:01 to go in the 2nd quarter. And it's gonna stay right here with 18 seconds on the shot clock. Antoine Johnson trying to kickstart this offense of Miami. Swings it around to Kevin Thomas. Looks for the on-ball screen. He gets a double one right there. Palmer rolls to the hoop. What an assist! As Keon Palmer's gonna roll it right in. As he now has 9. There's a corner 3 off the mark. Antoine Johnson's got it to Derek Hill, to Kevin Thomas for 3. Off the mark. And here comes Texas the other way. There's a corner 3 attempt. And Jerry Dancer off the mark. Ty Thomas getting involved on the defensive end. That's tipped around. Palmer's gonna get it, and he's gonna eventually be fouled. As it's Midnights basketball, 5:10 on the game clock in this first half. Derek Hill dumps it down, and for the first time in this game, Antonio Hester. And Hester off the mark. He's gonna get bumped. as J.J. Thomas commits the personal. And Hester will knock down that first free throw. As well as the second, and the leading scorer and rebounder on this club. As there's a shot inside the arc by Ashton Harrell, as he now has 5. And the lead is cut to 15. 4:40 on the game clock. And Kevin Thomas with a rare turnover. Here we go the other way. And the finger roll is good for Jerry Dancer. And Dancer now has 11. And they say it's going the other way. That's going to be on Palmer. That's his 3rd. As Ty Thomas is forced to come right back in. As the Midnights flashing a little 1-3-1 zone. They go baseline. Rogers off the mark. Nice rebound by Thomas. There's the outlet pass. They've got numbers 2-on-1. Kevin Thomas lobs it up, and Hester can't get it, and it's knocked out of bounds. As Kevin Thomas will inbound the basketball. 17 on the shot clock. Ty Thomas from the wing for 3. Kaboom! And Ty Thomas continues to light the lamp as he has 12 points now on this ball game. And there's going to be a foul on Derek Hill. And with 3:56 to go in this first half, it's Midnights 53, Sky Riders 37. We're going to take a quick break. More second quarter action when we come back. You're watching Miami Midnights basketball live on YouTube. The Miami Midnights want to thank our gold sponsors, Nicholas Waters and Thomas McCrary of New York Life Insurance Company. New York Life Insurance Company. Back in action here, second quarter. 3:50 on the game clock. Miami Midnights, Texas Sky Riders. 16-point Midnights lead. Dumps it down low off the glass. Can't get it to go. Can Terry Williams. And a foul is going to be called here. And that's going to be on Williams. That's his 2nd. And the Midnights try to extend this lead once again. Crossover dribble by Antoine Johnson. Knifes through the lane and nearly took that one the distance. Over and back on Ashton Harrell as he loses control of the basketball. Nice effort there, but the Midnights half-court defense too stifling for him. As Miami tries to get some offense going here, Ty Thomas, 4-3. That's off the mark. And Hester with the rebound. As he's trying to get involved in limited minutes, there's Hill from the corner. As Hill lights the lamp, his 2nd triple of the game. He's got 6. And the Midnights jump out to a 20-point advantage. And a traveling violation. And the Midnights with 3 minutes to go. Poor play right there. And they're gonna call it travel. Not so sure that's the call. And delay a game warning on Terry Williams, as it looked like Jerry Dancer was doing a dance of his own out there. As Hill's gonna go up the sideline. Nice job of protecting the basketball. Try to utilize that on-ball screen here. Hill cuts it back. Look at that crossover in the corner. And a little miscommunication there. But the Midnights are gonna get it back as Ashton Harrell steps on the baseline. And it looks like a pair of substitutions will be coming for Texas. As the officials having a little bit of a discrepancy now. Not so sure what the issue is here. As there's 2:39 to go in this first half, Midnights up 20. 2 team fouls assessed against them, 4 against Texas. As we're finally back to action, Kevin Thomas with the inbound. Ty Thomas kicks it back out. Antoine Johnson's going to eventually corral it. Finds Hester. Kevin Thomas has it now. Finds a cutting Johnson, and he throws that pass too deep. And here comes Texas. Brandon Wiley putting on a dribbling display out there. Swings it around to Harrell, off the mark. And the 3 ball, no good for Wiley. As Brian Griffin takes a spill, and it looks like Antoine Johnson will pick up his second. As Ray Washington checks back in for Texas. As Hill makes a nice deflection. Under 2 to go. Nice pass. Off the mark though. Antoine Johnson can't get it. And here comes Hester. It's a one-on-one. He takes it right in the cup. He can't get it. Gets his own rebound. Look at the Bulldog fight. And Hester, his first field goal of the game, he's got 4, and the lead is up to 22. .90 seconds left in this first half. 2-3 zone by Miami. As they play a little matchup zone. But Brian Griffin is going to get behind the defense. That's mistake number 1 when it comes to the zone. And a quick bucket for Texas. They cut it back to 20. Hester has it on the low block. He goes baseline. The reverse lay-in. And Antonio Hester in limited minutes already making a huge impact. He's got 6 points, and he's looking to make it 7. .63 seconds to go as Hester steps to the line. And that's off the mark. So he's now 2 for 3 from the stripe today. And here comes Rogers. That's stolen. Derek Hill, the alley-oop, and the flush. Hester quickly makes up for that missed free throw. And the Midnights have pounced on Texas here in quarter 2. Baseline drive. And that's going to be a foul on Hester. His first, team's fourth. 33.4 to go. As Ashton Harrell will step to the line. Off the mark on the first. And again, with 33.5 seconds to go, you wonder if the Midnights try to go for 2 for 1. And the second one is good by Harrell. As Derek Hill takes it in, gives it off to Hester. And with 26-6, it will be a 2 for 1. As he's bumped by Darren Randall. And Hester in and out on that first one. And he's going to get the second. So he's got 9 in this first half. Off the mark for Dancer. And Johnson's got it. Up to Hester. To Thomas. Hester gets the rebound. And Hester with the putback. Stolen by Hester. And Hester with 13 points. That's the exclamation point. Off the mark is Harrell. And after the first half of play, the Miami Midnights 69, the Texas Sky Riders 40. The Midnights looking unscathed after last night's festivities as they've jumped out to a 29-point lead. We'll be back with halftime in just a minute. You're watching Miami Midnights basketball live on YouTube. Okay.
You're gonna turn that one, and then you'll go and fire it.
All right, you got to duck though if you want me to zoom in on that.
Just keep on the players. I guess.
You want to pull an interview with George?
You can run it by hand.
It shouldn't be like that because it has to be.
We would go somewhere.
You ready?
Like, you could, I'll turn you back when I turn it on.
Do you want to wait a minute?
Let's go. Yeah, man. Hold it down for 3 seconds. Why are you counting in like... I think I unmuted you. Why don't you start counting like 30 seconds then, okay?
Number 6 is going to call.
This is the one I
Ready? 5, 4, 3.
And welcome back here to the MLK Center in Miami, Florida, this special Tuesday night edition of Miami Midnights ABA basketball. We are getting ready to begin half number 2. The Midnights jumped out to a 29-point lead in that first half and have a 69-40 lead over the Texas Sky Riders, paced in this first half by Kevin Thomas and his 3 3-pointers, and then Antonio Hester coming in the ball game, playing limited minutes, going 5 of 5 from the field and scoring 13 points, all in the second quarter, as they're going to try to keep this lead at 29 or even extend it to 30 plus as we get into half number 2. As we're about to begin this second half here, as Derek Hill is going to inbound the basketball to Kevin Thomas to get us started in half number 2. Down on the low block, nice play. And a quick foul assessed against Texas. That's going to be on Terry Williams, his third, team's first. And the first one is good for the Midnights. And the second one off the mark, rebounded by Darren Randall. And here we go. Back the other way, Derek Hill crossing the timeline. Little dribble drive fake, pulls it back for 3, off the mark, and a strong rebound by the Miami Midnights, puts it back on the offensive glass and extends the lead to 32. Baseline drive by Jerry Dancer. Kicks it back out, Dancer in the corner. That's off the mark. Tipped around, and it's going to stay here. As Naquan Melvin has done a great job scoring 3 points in the early going for the Midnights, as he did not play in the first half. And there's a little lay-in by Jerry Dancer. He now has 13. As Ty Thomas off the glass, as he continues to be a force on the offensive end. He's got 14. And there's a 3-ball, nothing but net. Drilled by Ashton Harrell. That's his second triple of the game. Thomas has it on the wing. As Melvin.
Oh yeah, big boy! Oh yeah, big boy!
And they're gonna call a foul
You got the boys out there.
on Terry Williams.
Oh yeah, big boy!
There's the inbound. Hill behind the back dribble. And that's gonna be stolen by Xavier Rogers. Rogers kicks it back out. 3-ball for Harrell. Off the mark. The tip-in can't go by Randall. And here we go the other way. There's Hester. Out to Hill. The fancy crossover. And he can't get the runner. As Terry Williams is being forced to be restrained on the bench. There's been some tough sledding for him in this ball game. There's Hill. Around to Kevin Thomas. Errant pass, and that's picked off by Harrell. Harrell, spin move off the glass and in. And Harrell's got 9. Ty Thomas. Back out to Hill. To Melvin. To Kevin Thomas. And that's tipped around. And they're going to call Naquan Melvin for his first foul. .9:33 here in the third quarter. And there's Xavier Rogers for 3. That's off the mark. And Kevin Thomas has the board. Hester tries to go right in the center of the floor. And that's going to be Xavier Rogers' first personal. There's the inbound to Hill. Ty Thomas dumps it off to Melvin. Melvin finds Hester. And Hester now 6 made field goals. Pretty stroke right there by Darren Randall as the big man gets involved from the perimeter. And the Midnites have a 26-point advantage. Hill through the lane, off the glass. And Derek Hill with the lay-in. That's off the mark. Here comes Hill again. Hill, he's picked off, intended for Kevin Thomas. Breakneck speed right here. The up and under. And Jerry Dancer can't get it to go, but he's going to be fouled by Ty Thomas. And we're going to have 2 shots at the line. As Antoine Johnson will check in for Derek Hill. A point guard swap for Coach Wilcox. And a ticky-tack foul there on Jerry Dancer. That's going to be his second. As Keon Palmer will check in for the Midnights. Antoine Johnson. There's a turnaround. And Hester's off the mark, but Darren Randall will pick up the personal. And with 7:47 to go here in the third quarter, we're going to take a timeout on the floor. When we come back, a couple of free throws coming up for the Midnights. It's Miami Midnights 78, Texas Sky Riders 50. You are watching Miami Midnights basketball, special Tuesday edition, live on YouTube. Lauren's Kids, an official 501c3. And the world. Please remember to stop by the Lauren's Kids booth and check out this great cause the next time you're at a Miami Midnights home game. Back in action, Antonio Hester knocks down that first free throw. That is his fourth make from the charity stripe tonight. He is 4 of 6 from the line. Make that 4 of 7. And the Midnights, who are up 29, trying to continue to extend this lead. There's a 3-ball way off the mark by Brian Griffin. And here comes Ty Thomas. Thomas knifing through the lane. He's going to get a deuce and a foul. As that's going to be on Brian Griffin. That's his third. As J.J. Thomas will check in for Griffin. Midnights up 31 here. As the officials discussing with a couple of the players exactly what's going on. As Ty Thomas has it now, swings it around to Kevin Thomas. Kevin brings it back out. 13 on the shot clock. Keon Palmer and Kevin Thomas, little give and go. And the 4-foot runner is good for Kevin Thomas. Nice look down low. And Jerry Dancer now with 15 points tonight. Pacing this Texas squad. And they're going to call a foul there on Xavier Rogers. That's his second. And it'll be a 2-shot foul as they're already in the bonus. So Hester will have a chance to add some more points to his game total. And Hester will knock him down. And Xavier Rogers goes right at the rim. Shot altered by Keon Palmer, and here come the Midnights. Kevin Thomas dumps it off, and that's flushed by Antonio Hester. As Hester with 19 on the game. Make that 20 for Hester. As it's a 35-point lead rather. As the clock's not running. The clock's not running. the Midnights. Playing some trapping D. Nearly saw that 7 seconds. Kicks in the corner. 3 ball, that's off the mark for Randall. Bounces out to Harrell. Back around to Rogers. Xavier Rogers. And there's a 3 ball for Jerry Dancer. That's Dancer's 4th triple of the game. 87-55 Midnights, 5:40 in this 3rd quarter. Hester's got on the low block. And he lowers his shoulder and commits the offensive foul. Questionable call right there. But nonetheless, Chris Haskin will check back in for Ashton Harrell. As we're cleaning up a wet spot, Midnights again in their 2nd game of a back-to-back. George Gray suspended 2 games. Freddie Edwards suspended 1 after last night's melee down in the Sheikh Hillel Community School against the Baltimore Hawks. Further investigation being conducted by the ABA league office right now. As there's Ty Thomas. He's gonna fill it up. His 8th field goal of the game. He's got 18. And that's off the foot of Keon Palmer. Inbound pass. Palmer, looks like he got a piece of it. Hester comes down with it. Hester, they got a 3-on-3. The alley-oop! And Palmer's gonna lay it in. 5 minutes to go. There's another one coming back! And Ty Thomas throws it down. And the roof is about to come off of the MLK Center. As there's a timeout for the Sky Riders. It's a 40-point lead, 95-55, and the Midnight faithful showing their support right here after that flurry of offense. So we're back in action here. The Midnights, a couple of substitutions. Kevin Thomas, Antoine Johnson, Antonio Hester, Ty Thomas, and Keon Palmer, the 5 right now for Miami. 4:50 to go in this 3rd quarter. There's a super deep 3. In and out right there. And there's the offensive rebound. A little flip up by J.J. Thomas, no good, but we're gonna stay here. And there's a top of the key 3 ball. And that hits nothing but the bottom of the net for Darren Randall, his 2nd triple of the ball game. As Ty Thomas has it on the wing, he pulls it back. There's a 3 ball of his own. No good, tipped around, that's corralled by Randall. And here we go the other way. 2-on-2, loses control of it, and Hester's got it to Kevin Thomas, way downtown. No good, but Hester with the offensive board. And Antonio Hester, 22 points now in this ball game. There's another 3 ball from Randall. And Darren Randall now has 11 points in this game. As Kevin Thomas is going to pull it back out, try to reset the offense. Man-to-man flashed here by Texas. Antoine Johnson being pressured. Johnson dumps it off to Palmer, and the finger roll is good. What a pass right there from Johnson to Keon Palmer. (99-61) as the Midnights look to hit the 100-point plateau yet again. There's a 3-ball from the corner, that's off the mark. And Johnson gets bumped by J.J. Thomas. And it looks like they're going to keep things right here. That's the third personal foul on Antoine Johnson. As Naquan Melvin will check back into the ball game for the Midnights. As they have a depleted bench tonight, but it has not been an issue thus far. There's the quick pass out. As Jerry Dancer, now for the 5th time in this game, has connected from deep. He's got 21 points in this ball game. Johnson finds the mismatch. Shades down low on the double down. As Melvin, he's going to get blocked. And a tie-up situation. Great defense by J.J. Thomas. And we're going back the other way. As there's a shot, a little overzealous there by Darren Randall. 2:40 to go. Derek Hill back in the game for the Midnights. Hill started point guard in place of George Gray tonight. And here we go, 3-on-2 for Texas. And a nice bucket right there by Xavier Rogers, as he's now in double figures. Ty Thomas has it on the low block. He pulls it back out. There's Palmer from the free throw line. That's off the mark, and Melvin can't corral it. And there's a rebound by Palmer. 1:50 to go. Swings it around. Derek Hill from way deep. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Gordon. And there's the rebound by Palmer, as things getting a little slow down here after a couple of sloppy possessions. 90 seconds left in this third quarter rather. The dump down to Melvin. Takes it right in the center of the lane. And the offensive rebound by Keon Palmer, not once, but twice. As Palmer has 18. As Melvin sends him packing. And Ty Thomas can't get the dunk the other way. And there's a nice bucket by J.J. Thomas, his first of the game. And now, with 50 seconds to go in the third quarter, the Midnights trying to extend this lead past 33. There's Keon Palmer. He's going to step right outside the free throw line as Randall gets a piece of it. There's a dribble drive, the up and under, and a nice finish by Jerry Dancer. As Dancer now has 23, looking for 24 with a made free throw. As the Midnights up 31, but the Sky Riders not packing it in quite yet. Let's see if Miami potentially goes for a 2-for-1 on this next possession. As Thomas will cross the timeline with 32 seconds. Takes it right in the center of the lane. Front rims the jumper. And now Texas, they're going to come back the other way. And there's Chris Haskin with the jump shot. And now Derek Hill with 15 seconds will try to give the Midnights one last offensive possession before we head to the fourth quarter. 8 seconds to go. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. And Hill skies it high off the glass. It looked like he might have lost control of the time. But after 3 quarters of play, it's the Miami Midnights 101, the Texas Sky Riders 73. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with fourth quarter action. You're watching Miami Midnights basketball live on YouTube. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MLK Center here in Miami, Florida. Special Tuesday presentation of Miami Midnights ABA basketball. Second half of a back-to-back. Yesterday's game, of course, ending before the final whistle due to that melee with the Baltimore Hawks. There's a 3-ball from Derek Hill. That's way off the mark. As the Midnights lackadaisical there on that possession. There's a 3-ball as Jerry Dancer tries to continue his hot shooting. That can't go. Palmer's going to tip it around, eventually corralled there by Antonio Hester. And Hester finds Kevin Thomas. Back out to Keon Palmer. And Palmer can't get the lay-in, but he's going to be bumped. And it looks like Terry Williams will pick up his 5th. As Palmer now steps to the line, and he will knock down the first. And he'll knock down the second as well. Palmer in this game, 14 points. As the Midnights up 30 here, early fourth quarter. As Kevin Thomas off the mark for 3. There's a rebound by Brian Griffin. Xavier Rogers takes it to the cup, kicks it back out for 3. Dancer can't get it to go as Kevin Thomas has the defensive board. And he's gonna push it up for the Midnights. 11 minutes now in this fourth quarter. There's the dump down to Hester. Beautiful high-low right there from Keon Palmer to Antonio Hester. As Xavier Rogers, who was very hot early on, has not had a lot going since, but there's Darren Randall, who now has 4 triples on this game, as he's got 14. The dump down to Naquan Melvin. and he can't get it to go. Here's Derek Hill. Derek Hill, he goes coast to coast, but he's going to convert the lay-in as Derek Hill now has 9 points in this ball game. That's off the back rim. Tipped around. Here comes Kevin Thomas. Finds the middle of the floor, and Keon Palmer can't come up with it. And a nice lay-in by J.J. Thomas. He's been quiet offensively. He only has 4 points. But the Texas Sky Riders, you have to hand it to him, coming all the way to South Florida and not giving up, only down 29 still with 9.5 to go in this game. And that's going to be on Brian Griffin. That's his 4th. As Antoine Johnson will check in for Kevin Thomas. A little offensive-defensive switch for the Midnights. Once again, the lead sitting at 29. Derek Hill out to Antoine Johnson, swings it back around to Hill at the top of the key. Dumps it down to Melvin, off the glass, can't get it to go. And the tip in by Hester. But they're going to call it over the back there. Hell of an effort by Hester. As Antoine Johnson gets an opportunity for a free throw here. As Johnson knocks him down, as he has not been very much involved on the offensive end with only 4 points. But the Midnights up 31. Now 9:15 to go. There's a 3 ball off the mark from Ashton Harrell. And the rebound by by Melvin. And there's a turnover by Miami. 4-on-1. Here we go. And Keon Palmer is gonna send Jerry Dancer to the back of the dance line. And there's a super deep 3 by Haskin. And Chris Haskin, his 2nd triple of the game, he buries it. And he's gonna steal it. Chris Haskin playing on both ends of the floor. As Palmer gets the rebound, there's the outlet to Derek Hill. It's a 3-on-1, the alley-oop, and the flush. "26 points for Antonio Hester in limited minutes, as he did not even play in the first quarter. That's in and out. But the little bunny's going to be converted by Ashton Harrell on the putback. 28-point lead for the Midnights. There's Hill in the corner. And the 3-point parade continues from Derek Hill. He has 3 triples. As we are 1/3 of the way through this 4th quarter, and the Midnights look like they're on their way to another victory. As Haskin continues to fight. Johnson's got it, swings it down low to Hester. They double down on him. Back out to Johnson. They try to play the 2-man game. Hester's got it, finds Johnson at the top of the key. A rare 3 ball from Antoine Johnson, and he nearly cans it. And an errant pass off the hand of Haskin. And with 7:23 on the game clock, it's all Miami Midnights right now. 114, Texas Sky Riders 85. We'll be back with the final 7:23 of this one in just a minute here on YouTube. back here at the MLK Center in Miami, Florida. 7:23 to go in this ball game. All Miami Midnights in the second half, 114-85 over the visiting Texas Sky Riders. That's going to be a long trip back to the Lone Star State for Texas. The way things are going right now, there's a dump down to Naquan Melvin. That's off the mark. And the rebound by Darren Randall, and here we go the other way. Askin swings it around to Harrell. Back to Randall. And Darren Randall, for the 5th time tonight, connects from deep. And if it wasn't for the Miami Midnights pouring it on, the Sky Riders would have a chance here. As Texas won it over the back on Antoine Johnson, and they might have had a gripe. As Derek Hill dribbling there right in front of the Midnights bench. And the Texas Sky Riders bench has just been assessed a technical foul with 6:33 to go. And after the events of last night, the officials certainly going to call this one as tight as possible. Again in that game last night, Freddie Edward receiving a 1-game suspension. George Gray a 2-game suspension. And the situation that occurred between the Hawks and the Midnights still under review by the league offices of the ABA. As Derek Hill, Antoine Johnson, Naquan Melvin, Antonio Hester, and Keon Palmer, the 5 for the Midnights, as that's a foul there on Xavier Rogers. That's his 3rd personal. As the Midnights just want to get through this next 6 and change unscathed. Antoine Johnson, crossover dribble, goes baseline, and that's knocked out of bounds by Rogers. 13 on the shot clock. There's the inbound to Melvin. Hester's got it. There's the crossover, the up and under, and Keon Palmer with the big time flush. There's a shot from Randall in the corner. That's off the mark. And that's tipped out of bounds off of Harrell. As Johnson finds Palmer in the corner. And Hester cannot catch the ball that low if you expect to stop him. And Hester now with 28 points in this. And Randall goes up strong. He's going to be fouled by Melvin. That's his 2nd. .32 lead for Miami. As I'm not so sure what the delay is here for the free throws for Randall. And he's going to front rim the first one. And the second one is good for Derek Randall. As Derek Hill, that's from way deep, off the mark, rebounded by Melvin. He can't get it to go. And it's going to be corralled by Harrell, and he's going to get bumped. by Keon Palmer. I believe that's his fourth. And there's the inbound. Under 5 minutes now in this fourth quarter. The Midnights holding on to this 30-plus point lead. That's off the rim. And Palmer with the defensive board. Antoine Johnson's going to push it. And he passes it a little too deep. And it's a turnover for the Midnights. Sloppy play there. As look at Miami still pressuring full court here. Even with this large of an advantage. Pulls up from the free throw line. And Ashton Harrell's going to knock it down. He has 15. As Derek Hill brings in the center of the floor, he uses that on-ball screen. Dumps it down low to Palmer. A little bit of a mismatch for Keon Palmer. Turns around, off the back of the rim. And Antoine Johnson with a ticky-tack touch foul, as that's his fourth. And Ty Thomas will get some late run in this game for Naquan Melvin. And that one tries to follow, does Randall. And Hester's got it on the wing. Out to Palmer. Oh, the shot fake for three. The rare jumper for Palmer. But he takes it right to the cup. And Keon Palmer putting on an offensive display thus far tonight. And along with Antonio Hester on the low block, have really filled it up. And they're going to call Palmer with a block. And I believe that's 5. And with 3:30 to go in this ball game, the Midnights lead 122-91. We're going to take a quick timeout, hear from our sponsors before we close out this fourth quarter here in Miami. Restaurant and Sports Bar of Hollywood has been in business for 60 years. Located on the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and 48th Avenue, Ricky's Restaurant and Sports Bar, famously known for those outstanding chicken wings and that twin Maine lobster special. Ricky's Restaurant and Sports Bar of Hollywood, fun and affordable sports bar atmosphere for the whole family. As we're back to on-court action, once again, I am Blake Chadwick, calling the special Tuesday presentation of the Miami Midnights. 3:30 to go in this one, 122-91. As Darren Randall will step to the line in this ball game thus far. Randall has 18 points, including 5 3-pointers. As you would not expect him to be the shooter on this team. But he has tied Jerry Dancer with 5 triples already. And Randall will convert there on his second free throw of the game. And the lead is 30, and it should be pretty much academic from here for Miami. And there's the kick out. Hester for 3. And the defensive rebound's going to go to Xavier Rogers. There's the outlet pass. Swings it around. There's Randall in the corner. That's off the mark. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it back out. Ty Thomas has it. Up to Derek Hill. Back to Palmer. And Palmer with the flush. As the Midnights continue to pour in the offense. 2:50 to go now. There's the step back 3. Off the mark for Thomas. Excuse me, that was Chris Haskin with that last 3-point attempt. Kevin Thomas, a little runner. Palmer tries to bail him out, but he gets rejected. Good defense there by Harrell. And there's the lay-in by Haskin, who has quietly contributed a dozen points in this game. as Hester nearly loses control of the dribble. 2:10 on the game clock, and he does lose control, does the big man. Nice look down low from Harold or Rogers, and Xavier Rogers has a dozen now, as he chipped in a half of those early in the first quarter and has been relatively quiet since. 1:50 to go. Derek Hill knifes through the lane, uses the right hand, can't get it, but another offensive rebound for Hester and the putback. And Hester in this game now 11 made field goals. And the Sky Riders are going to call timeout with 1:38, and we're going to hear from one of our sponsors before the conclusion of this ball game. The Miami Midnights want to thank our gold sponsors, Nicholas Waters and Thomas McCrary of New York Life Insurance Company. New York Life Insurance Company is here to help you reach financial success. Make sure to stop by the New York Life Insurance Company table and ask about their child gifting program the next time you're at a Miami Midnights home game. And with only 98 seconds to go in this ball game, the Midnights enjoying a 30-point advantage. And let's see if they can hold the Sky Riders to double digits as they're looking for that 100-point plateau. And they cut it right in half with that finger. Jay Thomas. 1:20 to go. Kevin Thomas brings it in the center of the floor, back around to Ty Thomas. Naquan Melvin, little turnaround jump hook, can't get it. And there's the rebound by J.J. Thomas, 3-on-2. Here come the Sky Riders, they kick it out. There's Haskin. And Chris Haskin's third triple of the game will put the Sky Riders over 100. They dump it off, and there's a nice pass from Hill to Melvin. As we're under a minute. And there's Xavier Rogers, his first triple of the game in the corner, as he's got 15. It's a 128-104 lead. 45.4 to go. As even though the Sky Riders have cut it to 24, there is not even close to enough time to catch up here. There's the kick in the corner. And Jerry Dancer tries to do one last jig tonight, and it's going to go in and out. But it's going to stay right here with 38.2 to go. Shot clock has reset. 14-second differential. Haskins got it. There's a little runner off the mark, and the defensive rebound by Naquan Melvin up to Hester. He crosses the timeline. Oh, and there's a steal off the air and pass. Lazy play right there by Miami. And there's the lay-in for Brandon Wiley. Back around to Hester. Back to Hill, 12 seconds to go. The Midnights up 22. As they're gonna close this one out. 5 seconds to go, Hill dribbles it out. And the Miami Midnights will win their second game of the back-to-back, 128-106 here at the MLK Center in Miami. So the Midnights paced in this ball game, double-digit outpouring by Derek Hill, Ty Thomas, and they were paced in this one by Keon Palmer and Antonio Hester, even though he played limited. YouTube broadcast will be on behalf of the Miami Midnights. I'm Blake Chadwick. Tuesday edition of Miami Wait, turn off.